For the second consecutive year, local musicians would gather in Uptown Charlotte for Queen City Hope, a benefit concert designed to raise awareness and support for the less fortunate in the community. This year's concert will benefit Bright Blessings, a local nonprofit serving homeless children and families in Charlotte. The visionary of it was quoted as saying, "Every day we pass by broken and hopeless people in our neighborhoods and communities, and we have the ability within us to reach out with a helping hand." Queen City Hope event organizer, through this concert, we hope people will become more aware about the needs of the less fortunate in our city and be moved to do something about it. And the visionary of Queen City Hope is none other than David Arrington, but you guys may know him more so by his artist name, Dae-Lee. What's going on, man?
What's going on, Maceo?
Hey, it's a pleasure to have you sitting in with us today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, it's quite different that the times that we've done an interview, it has been on the side of your music, your producing, and what you're doing in that genre. But now today we get an opportunity to hang out with you as a visionary of Queen City Hope. As I said, this is your second year doing it. Mm-hmm. And we just want to get your heart, your feel for how you even got to the place of doing Queen City Hope, okay. What your vision is for it, where you plan on taking it. And we also have in the studio with us today, Leah Baum. And I joke with her about her last name that Leah's the bomb.
Got that right. Yeah.
And she is the group events coordinator for Bright Blessing. So we're going to talk with her a little later on also. So Dae-Lee, man, give us your heart. Give us the feel of how you got to the place of bringing about Queen City Hope.
Okay, just like you said, a lot of the listeners may be familiar with me as Dae-Lee, the producer and artist here in Charlotte, from a lot of events I do in the city, but also like you said, last year we started an organization called Queen City Hope. And in a nutshell, it was just a way for me as an artist and also the artist community here in Charlotte to, one, create another opportunity for them to, expose their art to the community, but also to bring the community together and use their audience to help organizations like Bright Blessings. Last year was the Harvest Center. This year, Bright Blessings. So, again, it's kind of killing two birds with one stone, if you want to put it that way, to where, we can use our giftings and our talents to, again, assist the community in which we live in. So it's kind of the community helping the community.
Right. Mm-hmm. So what did you see that probably pricked your heart that this is something that you want to do, that you want to not just bring the culture of music into an area where everyone can be blessed by it, but also benefit some of the local nonprofits? What was it that you saw? Did you just see some homeless people hanging out on the corner, or, is it a personal thing with you? What is it?
Well, for years I've worked for various ministries and nonprofits, and typically one of the biggest deficits is them being able to connect with the community. They're doing great things. It's the same thing with Bright Blessings. Actually, my wife introduced me to them because she volunteered with them one week. And she just introduced me to what they did, and I had no idea of what they did, that they actually existed in Charlotte. Right. And again, I was familiar with helping the homeless from last year with the Harvest Center. And this just added another layer on top of that, to where I didn't even think about the fact that, okay, you may walk down the street and you see homeless adults, but we never really see or think about, okay, they're homeless adults. If they have kids, are their kids homeless, and how that affects them? So just to learn more about what they're doing, and just wanted to really just help what they're doing. So again, that's what we're all about. Is the thing of how can we partner with a local organization that's active and doing great things in the city, and again, bring more people aware, because just like I wasn't aware, I'm sure there's a lot of people in Charlotte who are not aware, and if they were, they'll be willing to assist and help them out.
That's true. But I think you said something that was very powerful at the beginning of your last statement about how you've worked for various nonprofits, but you've always seen this deficit of what they're doing, really connecting with the community. Right. And it sounds sort of like an oxymoron, because you would think, exactly, you would have your finger and your hands on the pulse of the community, but obviously there is some type of disconnect.
Yeah. And I guess just to go deeper in on that is, I would say that, they are connected to the community that's in need, but there is a disconnect with those who can actually help them help those in need. So with Bright Blessings, the homeless shelters and those who have been there know who they are. Mm-hmm. But those like myself and maybe you who are not in the shelters, we have no idea who are the people that are in there and helping them. So again, this is okay. You may not be homeless, but you pass by homeless people every time you're uptown. Mm-hmm. Therefore, these are people that are helping them, and we would like to invite you to come and be a part of what we're doing, not only on the 12th, but even beyond the 12th, to connect with Bright Blessings and help them out. Right.
And it's very interesting, and I did not know that, the interviews would kind of flow like this in a sense. I was just talking with a gentleman last week, and that's what his organization did, is that they were kind of like a liaison between those who had and who could help and those who needed it.
Gotcha.
And they just took they just took the volunteers that they had plugged into all of these different organizations.
Gotcha.
People would come to their organization and say, hey, we need help. And instead of them themselves doing it, they had different churches or they had different organizations, people who were probably experts in those, whatever that person needed, and that's who they would connect them with. So that's what you're doing with Queen City Hope.
Pretty much. We're trying to, create and community around Queen City Hope that we can help plug into organizations like Bright Blessings.
Exactly. Right. So people could come to Dae-Lee and was like, Dae-Lee, my child hasn't had a birthday in 6 years. Can you help us? And at that point, you're able to say,
we know an organization that can help you.
Wonderful.
Indeed. So, and it's funny. I was just thinking about, kind of the difference between last year's event and this year's event is we're actually holding the service projects on the corner. Last year was more centered around sign up so you can volunteer.
Okay.
And maybe you'll get in contact with them, or maybe you won't. But actually, we're making it service projects on the corner with music playing, just a good environment of having fun, Age doesn't matter. Kids can come and help with designing wrapper paper, et cetera, and stuff like that. And then after that, we'll have the concert. So it really is a good time bringing the Charlotte community. I know we're believers, and we're definitely speaking to people who are probably believers. But as you know, the community of Charlotte, whether they're believers or not, they want to help.
Right.
And this is, again, a way that, this is also the two-sided coin of ultimately, it's a deficit in the heart.
I see what you're saying. Right.
But we want to bring people together to help the community, and then they will ask, why are we doing this? Therefore, we have an opportunity to share Christ with them. So,
I like that. Absolutely. I like that. So it's not just, you're not just keeping it in the vein of inviting those who are quote-unquote churched. But those who are not in church, they may even be of a different faith and a different belief, but they still make up the community of Charlotte.
Exactly.
And they have resources that they can help, like we were talking about, organizations like Bright Blessings, to be a blessing to the entire community.
Right.
So let me ask you this real quick. Tell us a little bit about last year's event. Now, I know that you said that you partner with the Harvest Center.
Correct.
Which is down off of Bruton Drive, if I'm not mistaken.
I believe so.
But you guys also teamed up with the King's Kitchen. Now, tell us a little bit, just give the people an idea of what they can expect coming up in October.
Okay. When you speak of King's Kitchen, they are, you can say, a partner or sponsor for the event. And again, it's all about the Charlotte community, helping the Charlotte community. King's Kitchen, you may know of them. They're a great restaurant downtown, and they actually have a big tie-in to the homeless community also. So it was just a great partnership with them.
Got it.
To where they're actually, a partner of the Harvest Center anyway. But they do a lot for the homeless. They employ a lot of people who are getting off the street, getting back on their feet, and things of that nature. Wow. So this year we actually partnered with the Harvest Center, Delta's Restaurant also. They've donated to this project, and also BJ's has chipped in also to help us gather the materials needed for the volunteers on that day. So again, it's all about, who's in the community, who's willing to help, and plugging them in.
Right. Now tell me about this marriage, Leah, between Bright Blessings and Queen City Hope. How did I know that Dae-Lee told me that his wife volunteered with you guys, and that's how it kind of stuck with him that we need to bring this on. First, let's just talk about what Bright Blessings, who you guys are and what you do.
Yes. Well, thank you. First, I wanted to say thank you to WordNet and to Dae-Lee and to Queen City Hope for choosing Bright Blessings as your beneficiary this year and for helping us to increase the awareness about what we do and about these children and their families. I just think it's really great what Queen City Hope is doing. I mean, it's just a wonderful way to elevate the awareness about what Bright Blessings is doing with a group whose mission does just that. You know, we're helping the community to understand the needs of the underprivileged, the homeless families right here in our own city. And like what you were saying, I mean, there's so many families looking for ways to get involved and not realizing that right here in your own backyard, there's children that are homeless that are going to school with your children and that you don't even know and you don't even realize it. And we've had kids come in and say, I recognize that. I've seen that come through my school. And they're not realizing how close at home it really is and that there's opportunities at Bright Blessings for even the youngest to get involved, to come in to our facility in Matthews and work on projects that are going to benefit these children. And so we're just so appreciative of what Queen City Hope is doing. And we're going to have projects on site for them to get involved with as well, right there to get their hands wet and start being able to help right there. So.
Wonderful. Now, what are some of the projects that you all do?
Well, the ones that we're going to have actually at the event are decorating wrapping paper, filling some either snack bags or candy necklaces and different items like that. But there's filling at our facility in Matthews. I mean, they can come out and make gift baskets, gift boxes, caring comfort bags, which are toiletry kits that include a blanket and a pillow, as well as items like toothbrush and toothpaste and soap and washcloth, and putting together packages like that. Like I said, goodie bags, snack bags for the kids, little kids, even kids 2 and 3 years old, we have decorate wrapping paper, and we use that to wrap all of our books and our snack boxes. So no matter how young you are, no matter how old you are, there's something that you can do and you can contribute to the organization.
Wow. So is Bright Blessings more so tailored or geared towards helping kids, or is it serving like adults as well? Or you see what I'm saying?
I do.
Okay. Is it just geared towards children and helping children?
Yes. Well, we do. We start from the time children are first born. So as you can imagine, there's children born into homelessness. So a big part of what we do is our Bless a Baby program, where we provide care baskets to new moms that have just had a baby and don't have the items that they need to care for that baby. So everywhere from critical care need kits, information on how to care for their child, to just the essential needs that they would need as well for that child. So we start from the time they're first born and serve them every year on their birthday until they're a senior in high school.
Oh, wow.
But at our shelters, to answer your questions about the families, when we go to a shelter to have a birthday party, a meal is provided for everyone staying at the shelter. So we encourage all the families to eat together. There's party games for the kids and goodie bags given out, cake and ice cream. So it's a big party for all the children at the shelter. So we could go to a shelter where there's 20 kids. We could go to a shelter where there's 80 kids. And there may be, say, 8 to 10 having a birthday that particular month. But all of the children and the families get to participate in the party, even if it's not their birthday that particular month. So.
Wow. So between the both of you guys, let's look at, well, Dae-Lee, if I could start with the event last year. Tell me about a moment that you knew this is what I need to be doing. This is what we need to be doing in this moment.
I think a big part of it was, and I mean, which even was on my heart before the actual event, was the fact that, again, we're trying to raise awareness about what the Harvest Center does and support for them. But we didn't want to create an event that excluded those in which we're trying to help. So we actually served food on the corner to where the volunteers weren't, I guess, in a way, never got to touch the people that they're actually helping. So we actually had food out there and actually served 200 plus homeless on that corner. And they were actually a part of the concert and enjoying that. So I guess a lot of times, again, with ministries and nonprofits, you can get so busy doing that you don't even realize what you're doing and who is touching.
Right.
So just the fact that they were there, and being able to touch it and really just talk to them. And I mean, you've been to Uptown before. You can strike up a conversation quickly.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
That is true.
They're there and they want that community. You know what I mean? So it really is on us to, are we going to open up ourselves to help? And again, just reach out to them. So,
right.
But yeah, that was kind of a big thing for me, just to actually see the volunteers and even myself to be able to connect with them on that corner. Of course, this year is a little different to where just logistically we couldn't have the kids come out. But in a way, us celebrating and really coming in touch with, okay, you've been a child before.
Right.
Well,
still kind of, I'm not that far from
you're a young guy, exactly.
You know what I mean?
But how, I mean, have you ever experienced your parents forgetting it was your birthday? Or if they remembered, were you not celebrated in some way? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just how that makes you feel, just identity-wise. And, of course, with being a young person, that's so important to really to feel as if you're significant and value. So what they're doing, again, from, just like you said, from when they're born to, when they're in school, et cetera, that's so important to invest in them then, because as they grow, they will remember that, and that will be a part of who they become as they're older. So really hitting it there will hopefully cut off the fact that, they will end up homeless, you know what I mean? Because they've been invested into it. Exactly.
Yeah. So how many people have you seen that have that you guys may have started with from birth, or maybe you guys had an opportunity to touch them around their middle school? The time frame really doesn't matter, but they turned around and came back to give to Bright Blessings, or say, I remember when you helped us through, so we're here now to help someone else through.
Yes. Well, Bright Blessings has only been started in 2005. The idea of it was birthed in 2005, and we became a 501(c) in 2008. So a lot of the children that we're serving haven't become adults yet to necessarily come back around, but we have seen and had so many children just tell us what it means to have been receiving the benefits from Bright Blessings, and what a difference it makes in these kids. And what Dae-Lee just touched on, some of these kids not even knowing when it's their birthday, we see that a lot. I mean, in one of the shelters that we went to, there was an 8-year-old boy who didn't know how to blow out a birthday candle.
Oh, wow.
So they lit the candles in the birthday cake, and here's all these children celebrating their birthday that blew out the candle, and one little boy was looking like he didn't know what to do. And once he was coached and blew out that candle, he said, "Can I do it again?" And so when you realize, wow, us with our children, it's like planning their birthdays for months ahead, and what do they want, and making their wish list. And to this little boy, blowing out the candle was important enough. And so it's true, a lot of these parents don't remind their kids when it's their birthday, because why would you set them up for disappointment if you don't have anything to offer them? And so just increasing that awareness of how these other families have it. It's true, you see homeless families, adults on the streets, but you're not thinking, where are the kids? Where's the family? What is it like for them on a day-to-day basis? And so we have heard countless stories on what it has meant to these children. Even an 18-year-old boy received a book for the first time from Bright Blessings and had never owned his own book. So we've heard the stories on the impact that it's making, but because we're fairly a newer organization, we really haven't seen anyone come into adulthood and come back yet, but we have heard the stories about how much they have appreciated.
Yeah, and I can imagine, thank you for letting me know that, where you guys were as far as just starting up, but still just to have that type of impact in such a short amount of time. Just imagine, years down the road where what you all will be able to experience. So, and for those of you who are listening, hopefully this isn't just something that, you're going, oh, that's so sweet, nice.
There's a lot of people just with the awe.
Yeah. And that's it. And it never hits your feed, and you never do anything about it. But, I had the opportunity. I served down at the Harvest Center for maybe about 10 years every Tuesday. That's where I was. And whenever you get an opportunity to touch the people, because it wasn't one of those things where, we're just here to serve, yada, yada. But they get an opportunity to hear their stories and to hear how they got to where they are. Sometimes it causes you to be that much more thankful that you may not have what we would deem as the best of everything, but we have enough.
Right.
And to see that, you have some people who are still so high on life. And a lot of times I think people think that they're going to hear this sob story. But no, I met some people who came through who was in the shelters, but they were so high on life.
Yes.
They had just as much as energy as the person who lived in the mansion, and they had everything going for them. But this person was still high on life. And that was even encouraging, that they understood where they were, but they knew that that's not where they was going to always be.
Absolutely.
So, you know, Dae-Lee, what you're doing, man, with Queen City Hope, I'll just the last title, Hope, is bringing hope into our communities, that it can be done. It can be done and it can happen. It's just a fact of knowing. And a lot of people don't know. So thank you so much for bringing this to the forefront. Let's talk a little bit about the event that's coming up on October the 12th. Okay. Now, you're teaming up with some of your croonies. I cannot say croonies.
I don't even know what that means, Maceo. You got to give me education on that word.
Well, you can teaming up with some of the local artists. Let's just say that Travis Greene, KJ Scriven, Serenity, Casey, and Julie. Tell us a little bit more about the event that's coming up.
Okay. Again, October 12th, this Saturday, on the corner of Trade and Tryon at 6 p.m. The event will be kicking off. And again, it's right on that corner. We'll have a stage set up, tables set up for you guys to come out and help. And again, these are some of the artists within this Charlotte community that I know that are all about investing in other people.
Right.
So it's going to be a great time. I mean, diversity of music. You know, I'll do my rap thing. Casey, Julie, they're very known in the Charlotte circuit as far as doing worship at different churches. Travis Greene, KJ Scriven on the gospel side of things, and Serenity also. So they all have their own following community, and again, it's trying to bring that all together for one cause, to bring awareness to Bright Blessings. So that will be the time. Those are the artists, but more importantly is what we're asking those who come to help and chip out with.
Okay.
First would be to bring a toy or 2 or 3 if you want to.
Like my old Tonka stuff, I can bring
No, you know, not used toys. I mean, it was your birthday party. You want a new
that's right,
wrap toy just for you.
Exactly.
So we're asking people to do the same for these children. So bring them unwrapped, but a new multi-ethnic Barbie if you would like, Hot Wheels or Matchbox cars, checkers or chessboards. Nail polish for the ladies, you know, the little ladies, they like to beautify, or bath or beauty products, and footballs for the boys. These are just some of the items that Bright Blessings sees a lot of requests for. So if you can bring those out, again, we won't turn them away. Bring as many as possible, but we're asking for at least one if you're coming out. But also, like I said earlier, there will be service projects the first half of the concert. And those include designing the wrapping paper that we actually wrap these gifts in. So they put positive messages on them, draw pictures, great for the kids. So all ages, bring your kids out. They can doodle on it. Also, we'll have a setup for making bubblegum necklaces.
Yes.
Cool.
That'll be great. Just wrapping the bubblegum in a little plastic, exactly, necklace for the kids to put around their neck. Again, these are things. Thank you. These are things we take for granted, but
that is true.
To a kid, they love this stuff. So,
Yeah.
Again, this is us putting ourselves aside. Okay, let's do this for these kids. And also, there will be a birthday hat project also, to where we stuff nice goodies in there for the kids who attend the birthday party. So again, this is all things that Bright Blessings has been doing for a while, and this is just our way of trying to help them to continue to do them. So
wonderful. Now, if someone is not able to make it out, but they still want to partner with you, or they want to be a blessing to what you're doing, you want to give them that contact information?
Indeed. It's pretty much a week until then, but you can actually mail your gift into, if you want to have paper, you can take this down, 1418, P.O. Box 1418, Pineville, North Carolina, 28134. That's Queen City Hope's P.O. Box, and we'll make sure to get it to Bright Blessings. But actually, if you want to give them your address or P.O. Box where you can send it, that'll be even better.
Absolutely. Our physical address is 608A Matthews Mint Hill Road in Matthews, North Carolina, 28105. And you can also visit our website for a list of our greatest needs items on our website, also middle school and high school gift sets. And we do also offer a wish list. So if you didn't catch the actual things that Dae-Lee had mentioned, the actual items, you can also visit our website for that as well.
Okay, and what's your web address again?
It's www.brightblessingsusa.org.
Okay, wonderful. Now, if they wanted to, if they did want to come out for the event, is there somewhere specifically that you're going to be set up for them to sign in, or there's not going to be any signing in? They could just show up and be a part of it?
Ahead of time, we would definitely appreciate if you went to our website, queencityhope.org, and go to the volunteer page, or just queencityhope.org/volunteer, and sign up. That just help us keep track of who's volunteering. But if you can't do that, don't have internet access, you can just come out to that corner that day, 6 p.m., and just volunteer. Because actually that day we will be, as people pass by on a Saturday, there will be a lot of them. We're just inviting people, spend 5 minutes, sit down, help us out.
Right.
So, yes, you can just come, but we would actually like it if you went to our website, queencityhope.org/volunteer, and signed up so we can get your contact info.
That's good. All right, Leah, real quick, you want to just give them, I know you gave them your website, but if someone wants to volunteer with what you all are doing,
Correct.
How can they volunteer, or what are some of the things that you all need, even after the event with Queen City Hope, that people can provide for you?
Right. Well, we obviously accept monetary donations, and those can be mailed into the address that I listed, or you can call into WordNet and get the address if you missed that. You also can visit our website, and we do keep it up to date with what our greatest needs are.
Okay.
You can like us on Facebook, where we would have all that information, and we can keep it up to date on what our greatest needs are there. And from a volunteer standpoint, we have regular volunteer hours, Tuesdays through Fridays from 9:30 to 1. And you can also come in with group events. We have Girl Scout troops, Bible studies, church groups, Sunday schools that come out and come to our facility, and we do groups for 8 or more. And we can do those anytime, afternoons, evenings, weekends. You can even have your child's birthday party. We do birthday parties for children in the community, can come to Bright Blessings and have a tour and work on some projects, and even bring cake and ice cream, and we decorate for them so the child can celebrate their own birthday at the same time as they're giving back to someone who is less fortunate. So there's all different ways to get involved, and you can visit our website, and we have all of that information on there.
All right, give us your web address again.
It is www.brightblessings.usa.org.
All right. Well, I really appreciate you guys hanging out with us today. You guys have an event that's coming up real quick in November?
Yes, actually on Sunday, November 17th, we have our annual Joy Jubilee event. The information for that will also be on our Facebook page or our website, but it's Sunday, November 17th from 2 to 5. We will have train rides, hot cocoa. It'll be a winter wonderland where kids can come out and work on projects there as well and just find out more about the organization. So that's another way to get involved as well.
And will that date also be listed on your website?
It will be on our website, yes.
Wonderful. All right, Dae-Lee, give us your website information one more time.
You can go to queencityhope.org to sign up to volunteer, learn more about this weekend's event. And also, just lastly, I want to encourage, if you have experienced my music, KJ Scriven, Travis Greene, Casey Julie, Serenity, as I know a lot of you have, now is the time to join us in giving back. So I definitely want to encourage you guys, show up. Let's show up in numbers.
Yes.
Let's make such a noise on that corner that everyone passing by wants to know what's going on and join in with us.
And that's what we're believing it's going to do this Saturday, October the 12th, right there at the corner of Trade Tryon. Queen City Hope will be partnering up with Bright Blessings to be a blessing to the Charlotte community at large. All right. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us.
Thank you so much, Maceo. Thanks, Dae-Lee.
All right, y'all. This has been another edition of WordNet Talk. Make sure you join me next Monday, 1 o'clock, once again for another great organization here in the Charlotte area.
WordNet Talk is produced at WordNet Studios in Charlotte, North Carolina. For more information about this program or WordNet Radio and Television, log on to wordnet.org or call 704-393-1540.